In this video, I'm going to explain what you need to do for the Google Sheet in Activity 4. So first you need to open up a blank Google Sheet. Here I already have some information entered, but you'll be having a blank Google Sheet to start with. Then what I need you to do is set up everything like I have on this screen right here. So at the top, put the word population, and then you're imagining that you're sampling from a university that has only 6 classes. So I guess it's a really small university, and each class has 8 people. So here's class 1, and here's the 8 people in class 1, and this is just saying each person's gender, male or female. So I need you to set up everything exactly like it's shown right here. Put the word population right there, and then right here put the word class 1, and then under that put these letters, the M's and the F's, in the same way I did here. So it's 4 M's, and then the bottom row would be FFMM, and then put class 2 right here, and then put this information under it using the same letters that I used and in the same order, and then put class 3, and then do it right here, and then go all the way up to class 6, which I have right here. And I'll also post a copy of this just so you can look at it under files, just in case you can't see everything in the video. So let's see, this used to be a worksheet, but I took everything from the worksheet and put it here. So that's why you need to set it up yourself. And now you'll be taking a sample. I want you to take a sample of 6 people from this population. So actually, I'm sorry, not 6, actually 8 people. So you use this website right here, random.org. I think this is a good option because this website, it's pretty easy to use. So what you need to do, well, you'll be using this website to select 8 people from this population. So first, we need to find out how many people are in the population. So the population is everyone, the entire university. So we have 8 people in each class, and we have 6 classes, which means a total of 48 people. So what you have to do is put 1 for the minimum right here, and for the maximum put 48, and then click on generate, and it'll give you one random number between 1 and 48. This one is 46. So what you need to do now is imagine that these people are numbered from person 1 all the way to person 48. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, then down here it's 5, 6, 7, 8. Then it goes to class 2 and it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then in class 3 it's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and it goes up to 48 right there. So person 46 is our first person, which is that person right there. So what I want you to do is highlight your first selected person and highlight wherever it happens to be. For me, it was person 46, but for you, it might be someone else. So I'm going to highlight person 46 as my first person. You can pick whatever color you want. I'm doing green. And then under here, put the gender of your first participant. So here I'm putting an F because my first participant is female. It's this. Well, this is my first participant highlighted in green right here. And then go back to random.org and then click on generate again and you'll get your second participant. For me, it's person 21. So I'm going to go back and highlight person 21. So let's see, this is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 right here. So it's female again, so I'm going to put F. And if you get a number twice, then just throw it out and generate a new number because you're not going to be sampling the same person more than once. in an actual survey, you wouldn't survey the same person twice. So if you get the same number again, just throw it out and generate a new number. And keep doing this until you have 8 participants, which would mean that you would be filling out all of these boxes. So at the end of this, you'll have 8 people highlighted in the population, and you'll also have your 8 genders down here underneath sample. And then after that, you'll be done with this sheet 1. And now let's move on to sheet 2. On sheet 2, I'll be having you do random sampling again, but on sheet 2, I'll be having you do a little bit differently. What I want you to do here on sheet 2 is imagine that you know ahead of time that this population is half male and half female, which it actually is. I set it up that way. And you want to ensure that you get a sample that's half male and half female to match the population exactly. And to ensure that the sample is half male and half female, what you do is you take a random sample of a certain number of males, and then after that you take a random sample of the same number of females. So you'll be taking 2 random samples, one for males and one for females. And to do that, what I need you to do is imagine that the males are numbered from 1 to 24. And imagine that the females are also numbered from 1 to 24. So for males, this is number 1, and then it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then in class 2, it's 7, 8. And then in class 3, it's 9, 10, 11, 12. Then it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 18, 19, 20, then it's 21, 22, 23, and 24. And do the same thing for the females, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way to 24. Now start by taking a random sample of, well, you could do males first or females first, but I'm going to do males first. So what I'm going to do here is go back to random.org, leave the minimum at 1, set the maximum at 24, click generate, and now I've generated male number 18. So I go back here and I find male number 13. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's in class 4. So I highlight this person, and I put my first participant as a male. And now I generate my second male participant by clicking again, and I get a 6. So let me find that person. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice how I'm skipping over the females. This is 6. So it's M again. And I'm going to keep doing this until I get 4 males. And then after I get 4 males, I'm going to go down to row 2 and generate 4 females. So when you do the females, it's going to be the same thing in random.org. It's going to be 1 to 24. So let me actually try to generate the first female participant. So 17. So I have to count up to 17. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's my first female participant, so I'll highlight that one. And I'll put an F right here. So like I said, you're going to generate 4 males and also generate 4 females. And so that put the males in the top row, the females in the bottom row, and it's going to be 1 to 24 for everyone, because it's 24 males and 24 females. And then after you're done getting your 8 participants, which are going to be 4 males and 4 females, then move ahead to sheet 3. And here, what I want you to imagine is you want to get a random sample, but you don't want to have to visit every class because it's a little bit inconvenient. So what you want to do is randomly select 3 classes out of the 6 and visit those classes only. So what you have to do now is set the maximum to 6. So minimum 1, maximum to 6, and then click generate. And you get number 3, which means class number 3 has been selected. So what I would do here is highlight class number 3. So I want you to do the same thing on your Google Sheet. And for me, it was class 3, but for you, it might be a different class that's selected. And I want to select 3 classes out of 6 to visit. So I need to do this 3 times. So now I have class number 6. I'll highlight that. And I have to do it one more time. And if I get a repeat, I'll just toss the number out. So now it's 5. So highlight the classes just like I'm doing here. And now what I want you to imagine is that you don't want to have to approach, you don't want to have to contact every person within these 3 classes. So what you do is you randomly select 2 people from each of your 3 selected classes. So let's see. So what you do is you go to random.org. Let's start with class 5. So what you do now is set it from 1 to 8 and click generate, and you get your first person. So this is a 3, which means in class 5 I've selected person 3 right here. So I'll highlight that. Now I have to get, let's see, it didn't highlight. Now I have to get one more person from class 5. So I'll click generate again. Now it's a 1, which means that this person is selected. I'll highlight that person. And now I'll move on to my second selected class and select 2 people the same way. So this is a 6, which means I've selected, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll do it one more time. It's number 4, which is that person right there. So after you've done this, go into your third class and select 2 people from that class and highlight them, just like I've been doing. And then after that, fill in your participants under sample, like we've been doing before. So for me, I would just do F, F. Then I would move ahead. Well, actually, this is what I recommend you do. Do it in 3 separate rows, just to keep it more organized. So here in my class 5, it's FF. Then in class 3, it's FM. And then here would be whatever I happen to get from class 6. So it'll be 3 rows of 2 under sample. And then after that, you'll be finished, and you only need to select 6 people altogether for this sheet as your sample. And then move ahead to sheet number 4. And here I'm actually going to have you take a random sample and then randomly divide that sample into 2 separate groups. So let's just skip ahead and imagine that I've selected a random sample. Well, actually, first I need to explain one thing. So on this sheet, you'll be going back to what you did on sheet number 1, setting 1 to 48, and just generating this this way. So here I've gotten, here I have person number 6, which is that person right there, which is F 29, 5, 6, 7, 8. Person 29 is right there. And I'll do this until I have 8 people all together. That's 19. So just once again, just like on sheet 1, we're imagining that the people are numbered from person 1 here all the way up to person 48 at the very end right there. And as I do this, I'm going to put my participants' genders here. Now keep doing this until you get 8 people. So here we have 20, which would be, well, it's 17, 18, 19, 20. That's male. Select 8 people, just like you did on sheet 1. Okay, so now I've done the exact, so you need to do the exact same thing you did on sheet 1 as the first step, and that's what I've just done right here. Now you move ahead and you randomly divide this into 2 groups of 4. So I'll explain how to do that. You need to do it 1 pair at a time. But first of all, I'll put group 1 right here. So do the same thing I'm doing. Put group 1 right here, and then put group 2 right here. It doesn't matter exactly which cell you put that in, so you could put it here or here or here, but I just decided to do here and here. So now we start with this first pair right here, this F and M. So what we have to do now is set the maximum to 2, minimum 1, maximum 2, and click generate. And we get a 1, which means since it's a 1, it means that the first person in the pair goes to group 1, which is the F. So whatever number we get is telling us which group the first person goes to. So it's a 1, so the first person goes to group 1, and the second person goes to the other group, group 2. Now we move on to the next pair, and we do the same thing. So click generate again. It's a 1, which means that the first person, the male, goes to group 1, and the female following that person goes to group 2. So just follow along and do the exact same thing I'm doing here, and just show this work on your Google Sheet. Now we do pair number 3. it's a 2, which means that the first person goes to group 2, which means that this male right here will go to group 2, and the next person in the pair will go to the other group, group 1, which is right here. And in this case, it was going to be just MM, regardless of how it turned out, because it's 2 males. Now we do it for the last pair, so it's a 1, which means that the first person in the pair goes to group 1, and the second person goes to group 2. And we're done. So once you reach this point on your sheet, you're finished with sheet number 4, and you just have one more sheet left to go. So here, what I want you to do is, instead of randomly selecting 8 people like you did on sheet 4, just pick one class out of the 6, and it can be any class you want. I want you to imagine that the class you pick is the class you're attending, and the people in that class are just convenient to recruit. It's convenient to walk up to them and say, would you be in my study? So I'm going to imagine that I'm in class 6, and I'm selecting them as my participants. So what I'm going to do here is highlight all of class 6, and when you do this activity, you could highlight class 6 if you want to, but you don't have to. Just pick one class out of the 6. It can be any one you want, and have that be your selected class that you've decided to pick to be in your study. And once you've highlighted your selected class, put them as your participants down here. So for me, it would be M, 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 F. I'm following this over here. And here it would be F, F, M, F. And after that, I want you to do the same thing, the same steps you did on sheet number 4 to randomly divide your sample into 2 groups. So once again, put group 1, put group 2, and just follow the steps. And at the end, you'll have 4 genders under here and 4 genders under here. And then you'll be done with sheet 5, which is the very end of the Google Sheet part of the activity. And after that, you'll just answer the follow-up questions and then upload the spreadsheet and the follow-up questions together. So just let me know if you have any questions about anything I've covered in here. The whole point of this is just to teach you the steps of doing the concepts we've covered, and just to give you some hands-on practice of actually doing it yourself.